Welcome, welcome. I'm G and so excited to be here with David, aka Sexy Man, and we'll have Sean Henry joining us from Jamaica soon. And we're here tonight to talk about pieces of Jamaica. This is the second book, and this is called the Jamrock Edition by David I. Muir, right here with me, and Sean P. Henry. David,
Hold
congratulations.
on. Yeah, thank you. Before we go there, Sean P. Henry.
I thought that was
Yeah,
no.
that's his name. But
Okay,
Sean Aya
okay,
Henry,
okay,
or
Sean.
Aya
I
Sean.
okay, cool.
Yeah, so it's
Sean.
great. You don't act like you don't know the players. We all know each other well for
Yes,
years and
very,
years.
very well.
Cool. All right.
Yes.
Jump in now. Sorry.
Oh, no, you
And
no
you know,
problem.
because it's like it takes a while for people to get online
Okay,
and to make
so
sure that we have people seeing and interacting.
right,
So
so
hopefully there's enough people seeing and interacting now. But
so
yeah,
let me
vibes.
just jump
Jump
in
in, yeah,
with
man.
there is a book signing, and I want to remember to say this several times. There's a book signing this Saturday in South Florida in the United States of America in the Island Space Caribbean Museum at 4:30 p.m. So if you could get to Florida this Saturday, get here, fly to Fort Lauderdale, or even Miami-Dade.
Or if you live in
Or if you
Florida,
live here, join us
come
on
visit.
Saturday. Saturday,
Yeah,
and it will be you and Sean is coming from Jamaica.
definitely.
Okay, great. So welcome everyone for everyone who's joined us. We thank you. Hang out with us. We're going to spend some time, have some fun, get to know about David, his work, Sean, his work, and this magnificent book. It is amazing. So I spent the greater part of today looking through the book, and I'm extremely impressed with it. Before we get to this book, maybe I want to get to that. David did a book 10 years ago. You did Pieces of Jamaica. I have it here. I have it here. It's a little tattered now. It's 10 years later. You did Pieces of Jamaica, the Real Rock Edition, back in 2012. What took you? Why did you? Why did you do this book?
Which one?
This first book, 2012. I mean,
Why did I do it?
yeah.
A lot of reasons. So
Okay.
the Pieces of Jamaica originally was a combination of a lot of things happening all at once. One, it was my beginning of my career in photography. So even though I've been, hobby photographer for a long time, I did not or had not thought of photography as a thing that I would take as a professional pursuit until about 14 or 15 years ago. And somewhere in that time frame where I was starting to take it seriously, of course, you were there, so you know all about it. But at that time, once I invested in some new gear and had the equipment needed to do photography at a higher level, then I wanted to start using my gear to make money. And I invested money and wanted to recoup some of it, separate and apart from just having fun as a hobby photographer. And so, in doing that, it led me to do a lot of things. And one of them was to go back to Jamaica and document this country that I love so much. And even more than that is to actually really celebrate being Jamaican.
So let me stop you there. You
You
said that,
actually
yeah,
stop
no,
me.
I want to stop you. I've got to do it, David. So,
All right.
you said
Okay.
I was there. So we don't want to see people know who either of us are and how we're
And
connected.
isn't that where our names on the screen?
So,
I'm David,
and
and
I'm
she's
G,
G.
but we could let people know a little bit more. So David
I'm
is
5'6". I'm about 210 pounds.
okay, and I'm 5'4", and I'm not gonna give my weight right now. So David and I were married. Yes.
We were?
Yeah. So when you say I was there, I
Are
just
you
want to. Yeah,
sure?
we were. And so he's my former husband. I'm his former wife. And I'm gender non-conforming. I still identify as a woman, but it still sounds funny for me to say wife like that. To be married to a man. But yes. And so yeah, I was there. And I want to jump into also share as you're telling the story that you were taking a lot of pictures and you were selling photographs in art shows,
Absolutely.
and the prices were so high. And yay! Someone saying here, remember the launching of the book 10 years ago? You had the privilege to perform. Wonderful. Thank
Yes,
you.
Queen Maxine.
Oh, Queen Maxine! No, oh my gosh, I just saw a picture today of me pretending that I could also dance. So that, thank you, Queen Maxine.
That was hilarious.
So I just wanted to say, so David had these photographs that he was selling in the hundreds, and some people are buying them. Some people are saying, we wish you had something that was more accessible, and that was part of how you ended up with a book, this first book, 2012.
Yeah.
So, Khalid, do you want to show some pictures of back in 2012?
You must just get them on demand like this. Hello.
Yeah, man. So big up Khalid, Island Syndicates,
Island
right?
Syndicate, yes.
Who's the publisher of this book, and this does so many amazing things. So, anything else you want to say about the history of like 10 years ago? You did a book. The book was fabulous. How was the turnout? You tell people a little bit about how that was for you.
It wasn't a party, it wasn't a turnout. It was how did the sales go?
Yeah.
So listen, it was extremely successful. We have been very blessed to have a person who put things to block our vision. No, so and it's important as you introduced that you were my former wife, and
I hope I'm still your former wife.
well, you still were.
Okay,
as
go
much
ahead.
as you still are. I also think that it's important to mention that. So yeah, there was a first book called Pieces of Jamaica, and all of the work that went into producing that book, Pieces of Jamaica. This friend of mine was along that journey with me the whole way. He was there helping me to get to the locations, to, sort of like relive our joy of Jamaica. And that friend is who is joining us on this call in just a little bit. So,
Yes.
Sean IYA Henry.
Sean
Yeah,
Henry.
yeah.
You guys go way back.
We do go way
To
back.
like the 80s.
Yes, to like
Or,
the 80s.
as our youngest son Cairo says, in the 1900s.
And then, yes.
you go back to the
we've been friends
1900s.
from the 1900s. And yeah, it was my bona fide brethren. We lived in the same residence when we left our parents' home. So we had what would probably now be considered a bachelor pad, or a place where single men lived. And
There's Sean.
there's a picture of us in our bachelor pad.
Yeah, no, this is current. That's not back in the 1900s. This is 2021 or two.
Right, but important that I say that because it gives context to what we've done now. So surely, Sean and I were best friends. Sean and I have worked together creatively when I was a disc jockey, and we were doing parties and music. Sean would lend his talents as a graphic designer and do lots of the work to help me to establish and to build my brands, while he also built and established his brands, which I refer to him as Aya because people would know Sean as the designer who
Yes,
created the
Aya.
T-shirts of the brand Aya Limited and so on. So just interestingly, if we're going to talk about the history, I think it's important to mention
Give that. Yeah,
that
that's
context.
excellent. Yes. And for those of you just joining us, I'm here with David, and Sean will be joining us from Jamaica. And these are the authors of the book Pieces of Jamaica, Jam Rock Edition, which just came out now in 2022. And it is in part commemoration of Jamaica's 60th anniversary.
Yeah, definitely.
Of independence. Right?
Yeah. So, but you know what? And again, this is probably come up as we discuss this moving forward. I don't want us to stay ultra formal. I want us to just have fun and to talk.
I don't think we've been formal at all.
Great.
Much less ultra.
It feels too like. Can I take this off now? Like.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I've loosened my tie.
All right. Cool. So part of the deal is that. Yes. So this is commemorating Jamaica 60, and it's really important that we acknowledge these years of independence. It's still a very young nation, just 60 years old. But it's also important to note that the spirit by which we are able to be creatives and to produce work like this is to break free of the constraints of formality, because that's a big part of how we express ourselves. We want everyone to know that, yeah, we are truly Jamaican, And part of being Jamaican is being able to break free of any sort of shackles of expectations
right.
or the sort of the confining of this is what the rules or the expectations
That's
should
part
be.
of why I could be the person I am today.
Absolutely,
You know.
and it's part of why we produce books like Pieces of
Yes,
Jamaica
yes.
to share with the world that yeah, Jamaica is many things, but it's also so much more.
So I'm going to dig into the book, and I definitely want to bring Sean. And I'm going to tell you, as you start the book, the first thing that really moved me before I got
Is,
to
is that a cue for Khalid to
well,
produce
the
Sean
first thing
magically?
that got me was the dedication.
I don't
That
think I can see
oh,
that on
okay, well
screen.
that's fine. Well,
You want us to show it, or you okay?
I'm okay.
All
I can
right.
read the dedication.
Cool.
So that, and I want to say before we bring Sean on, and it's also that I spent a lot of time reading. I didn't expect it's a book. It's a coffee table book with photographs. This is my little tabs here.
Your tabs are you wrote a lot of notes.
You know, when I read, I like to highlight, but I couldn't highlight this book, so I just had the tab and so on. But beautiful pictures throughout. But before you get to that, there's a lot to read that I found really interesting, and this is probably terrible, my presentation of the book. Sorry, I know Khalib has beautiful things to show, but also accolades, and I like to read every part of a book, including like acknowledgments and everything. And I saw you had so many people in the book here who are, giving a wonderful recommendation and acknowledgments of you and Sean and of Jamaica. And you have the Consul General of where we are, Oliver Mayer. You have former Consul General Ricardo Alicott. I could go on and on. Zachary Harding.
Oh, big up to Zachary.
Yes.
Just had a big
Steve.
article in the newspaper today.
Nice. Steve Urchin, Wilson.
Yeah, man.
G. Wright Muir, right here.
Oh, G,
Kind of
G
handsome.
made the book.
Yes. And I love that you share, and I want to big up Kerry Chen also, who's here as one of the people who helped with the book. Yeah. So let's bring on Sean. Let's talk to Sean a little bit. Sean.
I like that.
Yep, I'm here.
Welcome. Okay, welcome, Sean. And you're in Jamaica, right?
That's right.
Yes.
Gordon Town. Yep.
Gordon Town. So
you hear the crickets in the background or the whistling towards.
okay, I love that. That's part of the soundtrack of Jamaica.
Part of the town, yeah.
So I love this. Khalib is showing what I was just talking about, the accolades. And usually you see acknowledgments in books, but you don't usually see photographs. I really appreciated that. And what I was saying, Khalib, yes, stay there. The first thing that struck me was the dedication that you and David. How do you decide who's to dedicate the book? So you can just share a little bit about that.
Well, David suggested, and I mean, and that's just a go-to, had to. Both of us lost our moms relatively recently. Mine about 4 years ago. I think David's about 6 years ago. So it was quite fitting.
Yes, I love that. So it says here, dedicated to our beloved mothers, Beverly Rose Hanson Muir and Louis Sabina Belizaire Henry. So I think that's just beautiful, especially as a woman to see dedicating to these very beautiful, inspiring women who are your mothers, right? And a big part of who you are both today. So, Sean, you've been an artist for a while, for your entire adulthood, right?
Yeah, a short while.
So, tell us a little bit about your experience at working with this guy. I don't know how you do it.
Working with David is like having fun.
Yeah.
It's just like more fun to the mix. There's not work. It's not work. It's not work. There's no work being done. It's just joy.
Yeah, I did fly down,
I think the people who see the book will see the joy, the fun, everything that we did to bring it to where it is. I mean, if this was work, oh gosh, it would have.
No, this picture here is Carrie to the left, Sean in the middle, and David, and I see that's Hannah. So this is the team who put the book together, and you guys did it pretty rapidly. How long did it take to do the book?
So it depends on who you ask, because the truth is that the way I conceive the book, it's really a shorter time than the entirety of the book because the entirety of the book really took us about a year to from start till now.
Mm-hmm.
But the work that Sean and I and Kerry did on the ground in Jamaica was about 4.5 months, and then the work post the photography was probably another solid 2 months. And then, of course, then there's all of the additional stuff, the actual printing and then the shipping and all of those parts. So in total, it's a year.
That's excellent.
But the work that I would say is the real work, the work that I consider the work for the book, which is the photography and then the post production, getting all the captions right and all that, was about 6.5 months.
Okay, great. So Sean, I love that you have some of your paintings in the book. And like, how did you decide like what did you want to paint for this piece? Did you paint these pieces for this book specifically, or were they done and you included it?
Some were done specifically for the book,
Mm.
and some were previous works that we added. Um, you know, one thing I'm happy about is that a lot of the choosing of the photographs and the paintings and stuff, I didn't do it. I,
Mhm.
that credit has to go to the team.
Okay.
Um, yeah, because if I were to make all those decisions, the book wouldn't be out yet. So I'm really happy that what the team has done and how the whole collaboration has come together. I
Mhm.
mean, I'm really happy. You know,
Mm. Excellent. And now you did, in addition to the paintings, I tagged along with Una in November last year, and you did a lot of you were doing more of the aerial shots in terms of photography.
Yeah, I did the aerial shots, all the drone photography. 90% of that is mine. I think David has a few scatterings of aerial
Very,
shots.
very few.
I love that. So that's one of the things that's different from, so David's first book here doesn't have, you don't have aerial shots, right?
One or
One
two,
or
but
two.
very few. That's like me on the what do you call that thing, Sean, up in the
Parasail. The
parasail and
parasail.
stuff. So the areas back 10 years ago was like parasail. There was no drones and helicopters were expensive. So
Yeah.
like these right here, if you see like these images on the screen right now, two of them are drone shots that Sean did. And then one is
Nice.
a ground, from the ground shot that I did. So yeah, but there's no exclusivity. Sean did, like he said, like 90% of the aerial work, but I
Hmm.
did one or two, and then likewise with the shots just in general. Sean contributed quite a bit of important work in that field as well. So not only the
Yes.
paintings, but yeah,
I
all around.
I love this too. Like this is so. This is some of the behind the scenes, something that we wouldn't. I think this is very influenced by like social media and the age we're in to share. Like people want to see how this comes together and who are the people involved. There I am in the gray
Yes,
beside Sexy Man and Karen,
yeah, definitely.
and there's Sean. I think I took that picture. I don't know if can I say that I took that picture.
You can say that.
Do I have to get paid though?
I don't know if it's a fact, but you
But
can
no, I
say
think
it.
I took this picture to the bottom right, left of bottom left of Sean in that with
And
the
then
pink.
yeah, with the
Yeah, so that's one of the trips I tagged along. And I'm gonna say I've told people I spent that one day and we stopped like I can't believe how much work you guys got done in that one day. We pulled up at the fish place. We went on that boat, went to Pelican such and such cafe.
Mhm.
Yeah, that was amazing. And the church,
Yeah, man, and we did
the
like
fruit cart man.
right. We did a yeah.
Big
You
grill.
you you definitely got a full. Cause you were with us in the grill, Saint Elizabeth,
Mm-hmm.
Sav.
Yep.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
you did a few places,
Yeah, it was
and then
amazing.
even like you said, out to Pelican bar out on the water. So you definitely did get quite a bit in one day. But if you can imagine, then not just one day, but looking at this like 4 month period of us shooting,
Mm-hmm.
we had we had months of shooting like that, where just day after day after day was just and like
Yeah.
Sean says, it's interesting to get to a point where there's all this work that's been created and then have to make decisions. And that's really the beauty of having a team.
Mm-hmm.
Because even though I made a lot of the decisions, I didn't make any final decisions. I made suggestions. Like, we probably had a little bit over 10,000 images
Wow. To narrow it down.
over those 4 months.
Yeah. To narrow it down from 10,000 to 250.
Wow,
Yeah.
it's incredible.
We could do we could do a few more books.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
I love the way that the book tells its story. So I know that David has been WhatsApping me, and maybe you post on social media how much people, when they get the book, they're sending you like their thoughts and how much it means to people. For me, seeing, like, I love the titles of the pieces, and we did that. I'm gonna compare it to, because I was such a part of that first one, that we had these really witty titles that was excellent, well done. But this has those same kind of vibe of those really like cheeky or witty titles, but then goes into history, a lot of facts that I wasn't familiar with. I love that you guys did that. How did that happen? Like, who did that research to like get these facts? And
So it's again, it's a combination of factors. So again, this is a team effort. So I am happy to be a photographer and to do a good job of photography. Sean is a great painter, but two of us alone couldn't produce it. So you go at the very top, you look at the chain. So at the very top of the food chain is Khalib,
Khalib
who,
Thompson,
who
big up
helps
Khalib.
to direct all of what is in the book. So she helped to guide us not only in terms of, like, really making plans ahead of time. Where are we going to shoot? Why are we going to shoot here? Is this important enough? What is the type of content we're going to get? And then equally on the ground, we had Kerry Chen, and Kerry Chen was, I guess what people would typically call a project manager, somebody who now on the ground is, making decisions about where we're staying, where we're getting food, how are we getting different things done, and then how many places can we get to shoot in a day. And then the brilliance of someone like
Yeah, the
Kerry.
logistics of working out the day and how we're going to pack that day in with all the different locations was very integral.
Yeah,
to,
and then
to covering all the locations we had to, even though some of them got overlooked and some we picked up along the way.
yeah,
So,
and some didn't make it in the book, even though we did it. But I think part of what I was getting at here, Sean, is that, so I think the brilliance of having Kerry is somebody who knows Jamaica and loves Jamaica intimately well. So she brings a different perspective than just somebody who is good at being a project manager. She brings a connection to the island,
Mm-hmm.
and then you see that in the captions. So
yeah,
in
she's
terms
quite
of
knowledgeable with the history and stuff.
Yeah, that
Go
really.
ahead, Sam. I shouldn't cut you. Go ahead.
No, I
no
just say that
man,
really struck me, because here's a picture of this as the structure. And then it's like in 1664, this is what happened. It burnt down in a rebellion. This is what happened. Things like
but
that.
let me finish though. So there is the element of Kerry, but then there's also the element of someone like Hannah. Hannah is one of, she's our senior associate at Allen Syndicate. And what Hannah would do now is that she would also bring those facts, include the facts on top of what I would call Kerry's passionate knowledge, because she's a deep lover of Jamaica in Jamaica. But Hannah is a non-Jamaican
Mm-hmm.
who now is bringing this to research, the raw research, and then there's now an editor who takes a look at all the information, both what Hannah would have brought to the table, what Kerry would have brought to the table, and then merges all of those things under the supervision of someone like Khalib. So you have all these different players who are merging all the information
Mm,
into and matching it with how we have the book laid out,
yes.
so that it follows form to fashion, where you look at not just the flow of the book, but it also giving you that history lesson that is teaching you along the way.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, the storytelling excellence throughout the book. So you have these amazing photographs that tell a story, but also the verbiage along the way, and the titles capture our culture as well. So I need to big up Island Syndicate, who published the book and is really excellent with this, the imagery. I mean, even the fonts, like everything about how it's laid out to me is so attractive, and how it.
Big up. I have to big up people like Vlad and people who don't know, people way behind the scenes. Vladan is our layout designer, somebody who does a lot of work with Island Syndicate, and he, is really great choosing the fonts, all the little subtleties. Again, under the direction of Khalib, who guides us all, but you have other players who are bringing
Right.
that excellence
I've worked
to
with
the
Vladan,
table.
and Vladan is excellent. So
Yeah,
Vladan's
definitely.
a Don. So
Vladan the Don.
so for those of you who want to purchase this book right now, there's a way to buy it right now. Right?
Definitely.
How do you buy the book right now?
At this very moment, piecesofjamaica.com.
piecesofjamaica.com.
Yep.
And then there's a book signing this Saturday, and it's going around this little, is it called like a ticker tape type thing going across? I'm going to be there. Join us. A lot of people are going to come out. You don't want to miss it. If you're in South Florida,
you definitely don't want to miss it.
Don't want to miss it.
So, ton of fun.
The book is $125 US.
Correct,
right?
Yes.
And I'm seeing. We were just at a wonderful performance of NDTC, National Dance Theatre Company, and I saw people just buying the book without hesitation, and I was like, this is a beautiful thing because our culture. And a lot of people want to bargain and everything, but people are just like buying this book, which is excellent.
It's so interesting you said you bring up the bargaining because I did a book signing in Connecticut last week Sunday, and not one person mentioned any issue with the price. And I remember the first book, which was a lot less. People are always trying to negotiate.
$50. It was 50 or 65. 45. It's so funny because 45 sounded like a lot to me then, and I'm like, oh, and now 125. I felt it sounded like a lot, but people are buying it.
Yeah, there's been no hesitation. But again, people look at it and they see the value. They're like, oh my goodness.
Well, it's so much in there because it's beautiful photography, which you're getting that. But then once you're in it, you're getting like a history lesson. And then you're also bringing up current cultural context. Like I noticed things that said, like, clothes are hanging up. Some people wash their clothes and have them here. People are walking to, thank you for the big ups, Roger. People are pressing their clothes before they go to church, or so much with water. Like, and in Manchester, here's these big homes. Middle class folks have these big homes. So it's like you're going through history, colonialism, slavery, before colonialism with the indigenous folks, all these things, but you get all the way up to like dancehall music and people like Miss Lou and Bob Marley, all of this. So I mean, I'm very impressed with it. So it's worth more than the 125.
If you don't mind, I'm gonna ask Maxine. I see you making comments, and I'm gonna ask you. I know it takes a while for the delay and it gets to you, but if you could make a comment and tell us what do you think? You've received your books. You ordered a lot of books. Maxine is one of the people who bought more than one, more than two, and so on. Like,
wow.
So, of this new product, I want to get a sense. I hope that you're enjoying the book. Anyone who's
has the book,
who
share.
has the book
good,
and is watching,
yes.
Could you give us some feedback, good or bad? We thick skin here. We worked really hard, but we want the truth. So if you could share your thoughts
and while we're waiting for that to happen, let's make sure people know to keep up to date with what's happening. So you have Pieces of Jamaica on Instagram.
Yes, Pieces of Jamaica on
Instagram, Facebook, and then Sean, how can people find you? They want to find Sean the artist.
Sean_IYA_Henry.
Okay.
On Instagram and Facebook.
Okay, great.
So in other words, Sean IYA Henry, just like I was saying all along.
Right.
But there's an underscore between.
Right. And how do people find you?
Sexy. Just look up sexy. Just go in the dictionary, look up sexy, you see my picture.
That's it. Okay. I have by my bookshelf, so I'll look that up.
Perfect.
So yeah, so people can, if they want to keep in touch. So I want to talk more about even
to get in.
Yes, even things like this. So, and Sean, if there's anything you want to bring up, feel free. It's a free flowing conversation, especially So I was struck by when I saw Harry Belafonte, and I was impressed that you had.
It's so funny because even something like that, these are the things. When we started the project, we were good enough to say, let's set some goals. So we set out some goals, and even though some of the goals may not have been initially feeling to be realistic, we set the goals, and at the very beginning of it all, we said, who is that Jamaican icon, someone who everyone should know, everyone has been influenced by. And so, we had to rule out anyone who had passed. So we couldn't do Marcus Garvey, we couldn't do Bob Marley.
Right.
So we were looking at who is still alive that we could really go after. And Harry Belafonte was the first name that we said we want to go after.
It's amazing to get him.
And everyone said, you're not going to get Harry Belafonte.
You know,
Ta-da!
yeah, he's somebody who has just done such a beautiful job of
Oh yes, I'm such a humanitarian, you know.
humanitarian. Sean, you got it right. Humanitarian, sharing our culture. He says here, when you see 50,000 people in Germany singing Deo and 25,000 people in Japanese singing it, you know the power of a song. And I was also felt so connected because I didn't know till I read this. I learned so much reading in this book. I know it's a book of photography, but I learned so much reading this book. Just something like this. I didn't know he was born in New York City. I am born in New York City. I did not know he was raised in Jamaica. I was raised in Jamaica. And then obviously he came back to America and I came back to America, my family. So it just
Sounds
to
like
feel,
you and Harry are the same person.
but you never know. Dale,
Hey!
Dale, you know, maybe.
When
He's
daylight come, we're
very
gonna take off the mask and see if it's Harry under
daylight.
there.
Well, yeah. So yeah. So I was very when I hear that because it's like you. I think that everybody when you go through this book feels like they see themselves in somewhere, their community. This, like I said, his story. I felt connected to him, and so much of the imagery I felt as well. You know, how is this going in Jamaica, Sean?
Oh, let me tell you something. People are asking when can they get the book? When, you know?
Well, I'm gonna give you.
I see you going to Florida and I don't get my book yet. How does that
So,
happen?
Sean, I'm going to pop this on you because I spoke with the people in Jamaica today, and I will tell you that they have now cleared customs. So it's just about stripping the container. So
Wow,
I
that's
found that
excellent.
out today at about 6 o'clock.
So
So customs is done, and now it's just to strip the container. So the books are literally in Jamaica, and they will be in your possession in a few days. So
by
this
the
is
time I get back, I can take some
late
of
Yes.
late
So,
breaking news. Yes, we're
Sean,
very
take the
close.
pressure off on it. All
Yes.
right.
yes. Will there be a book signing in Jamaica?
Have to be. Have to be.
Have to be.
Of course. There will be
Yes.
multiple.
Wonderful. Wonderful. I want to come for at least
Eh?
one of those.
What do you mean? Jamaica. It's a book on Jamaica. I mean,
Exactly.
is there? Yeah, man. No, it's no question.
So
It's
now I know the dollar is very different. So what is that? Like 1.2 million for the book?
Something like that. On or around 1.2 million.
I don't know.
yeah, a decimal point here right there. You know?
Yeah, but seriously, I mean, what is it going to be like? What's
It's the
that?
same. So it's 125 converted. So it's
Yeah.
150 to 1.
Okay.
But the thing is, again, it's a value. It's not about the money. It took money to
Oh yeah,
produce a
yeah,
book, and
yeah.
we have to cover those costs. But genuinely, um, this is a book signing that's going to be happening in 2 days.
Saturday.
That's two
This
days
Saturday
away.
for people joining David and Sean, authors of Pieces of Jamaica, the Jam Rock edition. Book signing this Saturday in South Florida, 4:30 to 6:30 p.m. If you are in South Florida, you do not want to miss it. If
Yeah,
you miss it,
I highly
you're going to be so
recommend
sad.
that you join us. We have, I'll give you an example, G. So you know that we have the thing set up. And over the years, because we've done a lot of art exhibitions and things like this before, I have had people who performed in the past who have reached out who will be surprise performers on Saturday.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Well, exactly.
I asked if they're going to be performers at the show. My
Well,
voice is this. I don't
yeah,
know what's
your
happening.
voice is popping up. But so G, again, it's a flowing thing.
Okay.
It was not initially, it was just going to be a book signing when we first started. It has evolved into much
But
more.
usually your programming has your events have really good programming.
Correct.
Right.
And so the tradition is continuing. I will say, without giving away everything, that we have a poet who is going to come and perform,
Wonderful.
who has performed at other pieces of Jamaica events in the past. We have at least one singer who will be performing, who is going to be amazing. We have certainly a very close friend and keyboardist who will be playing the keyboards there. We have some violinists who are coming to perform who have
Oh wow. Okay.
no name calling.
Hold on. Don't. That's
The
good.
thing turn up.
Yeah,
What?
there are
Jackie,
people calling and saying, "Hey, I hear
well,
see you doing a thing."
But David,
you
you
bring
wicked.
the suit. Eh?
Say it again, Sean.
I need to wear a suit.
If you have one, don't fear.
Yeah, bad suit.
I was gonna say that. I was like, somebody gonna say bat suit. Sean, you can do it. I know you cycle, so
You
your
know
body
me
ready
and
for the
suit, right?
trench.
Right?
Sean, wear your cycling shorts.
Uh, you like that, didn't you?
I, I think that there are women who would like that. There, I may not be one of them, but you know, yes. I mean,
Oh.
I believe you're single, so that could be exciting for a lot of women there.
Careful what you put on the
We're,
internet, you know, G.
we're not, yeah, man.
Careful what you're proclaiming.
I have enough problems.
I know. We don't need to. Okay, we're not selling Sean. We're only selling pieces of Jamaica. So
Thank you.
Uh, well, I think I'll take this juncture to say that uh, there is a book signing, and it will be more than a book signing. So yes, people who come out can get their books. They'll get both authors who will be present to sign their books, which is amazing
right,
because
I need to get my book signed because I still don't have my book from 2012 signed. And David's like always teasing me, you know, what's the rush? I'm like, it's now 10 years later. I'm getting a book signed by Shansky, and Sexy Man, Sexy Exy. I gotta get it.
yeah, man.
Um,
So you can get that on Saturday. Anyone who needs their book signed, this Saturday would be the opportune moment. I see somebody text me earlier. Hans Taylor text me.
Hans,
Um,
hey, I hope Hans listening. Is he listening? Is he on?
don't know if he's listening, Sean, but I can tell him. Text me earlier and give me a list of names for books to be signed. So I can tell you that whether he is listening or not, he knows it's coming up. So here, I need 3 books signed: Alazir and Charles, Orlaith and CJ, Chelsea. Oh,
Buy the book. Okay, here it goes. The books are must have. The beautiful pictures with the vibrant colors, the history, the love and dedication, and the all in that went into the brilliant work of art. Even the behind the scenes. I was talking about that pictures of the crew gave me a sense of the realness and heartiness of the project. At times, I felt as if I was actually there on a journey, having fun with the crew. I love that.
yeah, man, that's
You
a
got it.
blessing
Can you
right
guys
there.
say? Can you please save that? That's excellent. That is.
Maxine, if you can, just text that to just clip it out and text it to my WhatsApp so I
That
can
is
save it.
well, so
That's
well
very
said.
beautiful.
That
Thank
is,
you so
yeah.
much for giving that. And that's great. That especially because, like I said, you did such wonderful support and you bought multiple books. And I want to say this too. I know you're interviewing me and I'm jumping out
I
of the
have some other
interview.
stuff, but go ahead.
I want to say the most big ups and respect to the people who pre-ordered because those are the people that gave us that true strength, that belief that
And
they
the
knew
confidence.
the confidence to know that listen, we're doing a good thing and that it's a great product. And so Maxine, again, you didn't order one. That's the level of trust, and I really appreciate it. Maxine ordered more
Of
than
Sully.
2 books. And I said, Sully, I said, yes, big up Sully.
Yeah,
But
man.
yeah,
Yes, Raj. Bless up, my brother.
Yes. So has Roger got his book yet? Because he
I
said
don't know if he got his own yet, you know, but I
I
know
think
that
he's
he's
gonna
been
be
in
getting.
communication with
He's
Sean
gonna be
about it.
getting
So
it.
Yeah, man. You
That
know,
is great.
yeah, Sully want film one sign
yeah.
So
by me. You know, as in long time. PSC brethren. Yeah,
so I wanted. I was asking David earlier if you had not left Jamaica, would you have been inspired to do this original book and capturing these images of Jamaica? Would you have done
Well,
this?
I can't say what I would have done if my life had been different because I don't know. But I would tell you that my sense of it is that I don't believe that I would have done the same work or I'd have lived the same path had I remained in Jamaica all my life. So I think unlikely, but obviously we can't know for sure.
Right, right.
But I would say it would be highly unlikely because a big part of being able to have this type of inspiration and desire is because of leaving. It's
And
because
missing
of
it.
missing the true Jamaica that you grew up knowing. And then more than that, again, Sean didn't leave Jamaica, so
Right.
he can speak to a different side of it. But for me, I know that the depth of my connection to Jamaica has been able to be um, how do you say, fueled or fulfilled through the continued connection and by documenting Jamaica the way that I have. And again, having the opportunity to shoot for the Jamaica Tourist Board and having that type of opportunity that really lends itself to why you would continue the work. So even after I'd done the first book, I don't know that we'd have done a second book had it not been for the faith and the trust that the country put in me to say, yes, we would like you to also show others around the world your view of Jamaica in this
Right.
way. And so I think that fuel, all of these different parts lend to why there was a first book, and then even more so why there is now a second book.
Right.
Yeah, just
So
good
let me
stuff.
ask Sean, as a Jamaican who you've spent, I think you've been
For, for
you're
me,
Jamaican to be
for
in
me,
Jamaica.
Gan, it's you know, the thing about Jamaica is that not enough positivity
Mm.
comes out of Jamaica, or should I say, you hear it's quicker to hear the negative stuff, and the
Mhm.
negative stuff is you know, more easily spread. We need to spread the good stuff about Jamaica equally or more than when somebody gets shot, or you know,
Mhm.
somebody gets stabbed because or whatever, because the fear factor is high when these things happen. I mean, David and I traveled traversed the length and breadth of Jamaica multiple times, right?
Mhm.
And we encountered many people, right? And the only thing, the only negative, or I wouldn't even call it negative, is a unruly drunk that harassed me one day, and I mean, I just didn't feel like taking him on, but
Right. So not bad.
you
And
know,
you
and
guys,
people and we go everywhere,
I was gonna
Everywhere,
say you guys are
everywhere we stop and talk to anybody.
everybody,
you
yeah.
guys are interacting with strangers. I've watched you guys. So for the audience here, following these guys, they're literally pulling up to people who don't like here in America. We want to text people, hey, can I come over now? How's now? I'm on my way. I'm at your door. This is pulling up at this like a man selling fruits. We're taking pictures. I saw the guy he seemed happy. The lady selling fish, she was like, "Can I get that shirt?" You know, let's like that says Jamaica across it. And people were just, I was so impressed at how people were like welcoming just the interaction and being selected to be featured. You know, I was very, very impressed with that.
Yeah, but there are people who don't want to be featured, you know. But
Yeah, I have
again,
respect that.
yeah, and you respect it.
Yeah, of
But
course.
it's the fear that is propagated. This concept that Jamaica is to be feared. It's nonsense. It's
Right.
it's it's not true.
Hmm.
And while yes, Jamaica has problems, and yes, there is crime, and yes, there is corruption, it is not pervasive. It's not in your
Hmm.
everyday interaction with the people. If
Yeah.
you interact with the public of Jamaica, you're gonna have a great experience. So
So I wanted to also, as we're having this conversation, what Khalib said, one of the things she said struck me. Let's see if I,
yeah, man, I read it to it. She
yeah,
said, yeah, working with sexy is like
no, not
just the
that,
most joy in
not
life.
that part.
No, not that part. Oh,
Uh,
okay. Well, you
uh,
have get your book and you
okay,
can read it for yourself.
I
You
can't find the exact word she said it word for word, but Khalib said, "I'm a Jamaican first." And it really made me think. This is just this morning. I wake up like 5 o'clock in the morning. I got the book from David yesterday, and I'm like combing through. I want to read every single word, look at every picture, and I'm just struck throughout so much parts of it. But I'm pulling out some parts. So that really struck me like Jamaican first made me think about my own identity. And can I say I'm Jamaican first? You know, growing up in Jamaica, I would say that for sure. You know, here in America, I would say, you know, for me, I would believe I'm now black first, right? And then woman, black. It's hard. It's also like this intersection of identities. I don't think I can order them. So I'm like black, Jamaican, woman, queer. For you, David, what do you feel like? Do you feel like you're Jamaican first?
definitely, without question. I mean,
Yeah.
that's how I was born. I was born
Yes.
Jamaican. Like
Okay.
before anything else in my
So
life,
before race, your culture, ethnicity.
definitely.
For you, Sean, what do you say is for you? Do you feel it Jamaican first?
Yeah,
Yeah.
first, last, everything. I mean,
Yeah,
Everything. Yeah.
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 yeah, man. It's
Yes.
Um,
So interesting. So
even
yeah.
though even though I wasn't born here, but I've lived here all my life.
All your life,
Right.
yeah.
Yes.
You know,
So yeah, I like I said, for me, growing up in Jamaica, I could definitely say Jamaicans first. Now I'd say black first, Jamaican. This is so hard. I can't order it. Queer woman, but Jamaica is very close. I mean, it's a big part of my identity for sure. So, but that just
That's
struck
the
me.
thing, G. You're asking a question, and I think that to explain it for me, like the thing that's the number one part of my identity is being Jamaican. I tell
Hmm.
people all the time I'm not a Jamaican man because Jamaican man is a different identity
Woo!
that I don't identify as a Jamaican man,
So you identify as a Jamaican.
but I am Jamaican.
Yeah, it's
But
interesting
but
because
Jamaican
hey,
man give a
hey,
different
what Jamaican?
connotation. Right?
You're a Jamaican what then?
I'm just Jamaican
person,
person.
because
No, because Jamaican man Sean mean a lot of
bad
things.
reputation. We don't want to talk about
It
bad
mean
things.
them a go cheat on them woman. I'm not in that. It means them a go piss on the wall corner. It means them
No,
go, like
sir. No,
what I'm
sir.
saying to you. You have to understand, brother. I'm not suggesting that these are the only
You're
things.
no,
No.
sir. Go on talk.
You're right. What I'm doing is I'm speaking to the stereotype. I do not fit
And who
the
stereos
stereotype.
in?
Exactly. So that's why I only say I identify 100% as a Jamaican. But when you put Jamaican and man together,
A Jamaican man.
of
All
course.
right.
And I'm not you,
And,
Sean.
and
I'm a different breed.
so I am going to identify as a Jamaican man. So no, I'm joking. I'm a woman. Woman.
Ah,
No woman. Um, I want to see, can we put back? I saw Karen put a comment, and then we were the key to this discussion about what
yes.
identity first.
I
The
think
book is such a beautiful piece of work. My heart swells with pride. My beautiful country, wherever I go. Great job, babe.
where's the babe?
Sean, babe,
Ah,
Babe?
that's you,
Who
sexy
named that?
man.
Oh, I
Babe,
mean him, babe.
Sean, Khalif, Hannah, and team.
I
Ah,
Yes,
thought it was me. Oh,
no, Sean.
I
Sean,
feel asleep when she put the comma, man.
she mean babe Sean, no, baby sexy man, aka David I. Muir.
watch out. I get a babe.
Yes, other things I did appreciate in the verbiage, early development, vestiges of colonialism. The term discovery does not sit well with Jamaicans when describing what European colonizer did to this country. I love that. We learned in went to school in the 70s and 80s where they talked this rubbish about discovery. So I love that we're at a different place now. We're like, no, that's ridiculous.
Right. I mean, it's ridiculous how you going to discover a country that has Taino
People are right
people
there living their
there.
lives.
You mean, but you say you
But
met the Tainos or you met the Arawaks, however you want to describe it, but you couldn't discover a
Discover.
place that was inhabited by people.
as the Rastafarian them say, his story, his story is history,
Yeah.
but my story is a mystery.
Mm.
So we need to write our story.
Yes,
Yeah, man.
yes, I love that. And also referring to our enslaved ancestors as enslaved and not as slaves. No, so that to me was very powerful. I've been seeing people more and more doing that. That's something I've been really for years now told our sons when they're younger kids, like we will never say that word. We were something happened to us. That's not who we were, right? So to see enslaved Africans or enslaved people throughout the book was also something that was really good to see. Really good to see. Who created this order? That's Khalib as well, right?
When
A
you say
magician,
depends
a
on what you mean.
magician,
What Sean said?
a magician,
Right? Right. I want to say
a
it.
very beautiful one too.
Uh, uh, I wanted to add this too. Things like this in the middle of the book. I don't know if Khalid wants to pull it up. Here is Jamaica Independence Celebration 1962. So I'd never seen any imagery of this occasion, and it says here, and David, you didn't capture this because you weren't born yet, right?
Well, let's not give away people's ages.
Okay. So, but I love this here. Um, Lowering of the Union Jack and the black, green, and gold Jamaican flag was flown for the first time. This is, yes, right here. Thank you for bringing that up here. So that's the imagery there, bringing down that British flag and rising the Jamaican flag. And we, let me tell you this, we love our flag so much that that I see other people who are not Jamaican using the colors and waving our flag. We're so popular internationally. So
You know, Jamaican flag is the only flag that has those colors together.
I love it. Love it, man.
I think it's
Beautiful.
even more than that, Sean. It's the only flag that don't have these red, blue, or white colors in
White
it.
in it, yes.
Yes. And then Khalid, can we go to page 74?
Kelly, should I treat you like say you have every picture ready? All
Ready?
right, there you
Look at
go.
that. Don't
What?
underestimate Khalid ever. I love this too. Showing, okay,
Ever.
we get these beautiful images of icons of Jamaica, and the caption is having fun. Here is Miss Lou. Under the picture of Miss Lou, it says ring ding. Why does it say ring ding?
Because she was the host of a television program called Ring Ding, which
Right.
catered to young children coming on and getting
Performing.
exposed to their culture and to television at an early age. I was actually on Ring Ding twice. One of the few
Wow. I
people.
wish I had the videos of that. I heard they had to like reuse these videos.
Yeah, don't matter get into the history of
It was
those stuff.
tapes.
Very sad re-recording over tapes and stuff, losing archives. But yeah,
So there is an image of Miss Lou, the witty title ring ding, and then it says Gordon Town St. Andrew. That's where it is. And aren't you? Is that where you are, Sean?
yeah, man, Sean,
Yep.
they're good done,
Yeah, man.
Yes.
Meet up.
Someone says Gordon Town in the house. Big up, big up.
I
By
hear
the
you.
way, did you get your book? I see you posting going
Ready.
on the house. Your book was mailed. I hope you got it. Aura, please let us know. And if you did get your book, tell us what you thought.
So, and then under that, this statue portrays Louise Miss Lou Bennett Coverley, OMOJMBE, a writer, singer, and Jamaica's most popular poet. So, in this one shot, we get a beautiful image of her statue showing in the background, like one of the top scenes you see as you're driving to Jamaica.
And
Like,
not only do we get Louis Bennett, we also get in that one shot, we also get Basil Watson, who is the creator of that
Yeah,
ah,
yeah, man. Another level of
yes.
artist right
other
there.
artist there, yes, featuring Basil Watson's work.
I love that. And then beside is a picture. One Love is the name. Would have asked, why is this called One Love, right? And then it says Bob Marley Museum in St. Andrew, which is near where I grew up in that area. And then it tells you the former home, and it's right by Bob Marley's former home, and gives you details about it. So, and that's some of the more current stuff. I really appreciate, in addition to this, like a lot of the historical things, like telling me what buildings were built, the railroad, these bridges, like a lot of things that. Oh, Pum Pum Rock. I nearly forgot.
And in the boom boom rock moment, I just saying big up to Capo, Jason, who just made a comment. Thank you for watching and for joining us, and thanks for supporting.
So, okay, so Pum Pum Rock. During my childhood, my family, so my parents and my brother and me, my brother Richard, and we went to the country regularly. And family friends like Ethan Moji came, and we did a lot of trips throughout the island. All the years of my childhood, I heard them say, "There's Pum Pum Rock." Or they might have not said Pum Pum. Would they have said vagina?
No chance.
Okay, so I just don't know if I can hear my parents saying Pum Pum.
Hold on, pause. At this point, I have to wonder if we have to revoke G's Jamaica card, asking if someone in Jamaica would refer to a rock as
Okay.
vagina.
Yeah.
No
Oh, this is
chance.
not. I thought this was on my page.
Huh.
Aura says it's on our coffee table right now. Yeah, man, great Aura.
Yeah, man. Bless and love. I know you had to wait, and all the people who waited with you for the books to arrive, we are so grateful for your patience. I'm glad that you now got your coffee table book. It is wonderful. Yes, exactly.
Timur. Yeah.
Yes, Pimrock. That's another version. But no, man, it's a vibration for sure. Jamaica is just such a beautiful place.
So I just realized I thought it was on
Yeah,
my
man. Why
page.
are you doing your
Okay.
page? I wanted to say. So under Khalib, take away the page. There you go.
No,
Yeah,
here
man.
it is. I
No, man.
was
I threw up on the right hand side, we see the little place there, where up in the hills, up in the
Oh, Kwashi.
Quash River Falls there, boy. Woo!
Hey,
Let me tell you.
We never
That's a
featured the
trick.
video. We never
All
featured the video.
Jamaicans who are adventurous should find their way to Quasha River
I love that
Falls.
word, kwashi.
Yeah, man.
So
That's up in the beautiful mountain range that is being sold off at this time that we have to cry. But
let me go back to my story.
please
Can
go
I?
back to your pum pum
So
story.
my pum pum. So I just my whole childhood when we drove, I heard my parents always exclaim and chuckle or and I never saw that rock. I would look through the window and this is like, and they're like, there it is, and I was like, oh, I wish I knew what they.
What they were.
So I believe when you were looking at the pictures, maybe it was during a couple months ago. I can't remember. You invited us for dinner party, and then it was more. It was like looking at right that party. So I was like, there it is. I was very relieved to see Pum Pum Rock. So
So
yeah,
all these years they never saw it. Yeah.
She
no,
never
I
see
never
the
saw.
thing.
I'm not in my childhood. I don't know if I saw it in my 20s. I don't think so. But I know I just kept hearing it, and we went by so quickly, and I just never saw. I don't. I also think I wasn't sure what I was looking for. And now I'm sure what
But
now I'm
now I
sure.
know what everyone is looking for is just to confirm that it is this Saturday at 4:30 at the Island Space Caribbean Museum, the book signing of all book signings. If you love Jamaica, if you love Caribbean people, if you love anything to do about the history and culture of a people look at those Jamaican men. Oh, what a gorgeous set of brothers. But yes, please join us this Saturday because not only are we going to have the books and be signing them, there's going to be some great entertainment. I promise you, you will not be disappointed. If
No,
you even come and don't buy a book, come and just have a good time because I promise you, Saturday evening is going
I'm
to
looking
be
forward to it.
fun.
So I want to also, as we're in my, I guess this is my living room. I'm not sure. My gallery. The pictures behind. Some of these pictures are by you, Sean.
Yes, you want to
Yeah.
show
Just
me
want to see how
the
beautiful they look.
Yeah, yeah. So I have two here from Sean, sketches, nude sketches. One of my favorite collections is of nude women, and in my bedroom I have one too. So thanks for that, Sean. I got some part of my
Always
collection.
my pleasure, man.
Yeah, man. So people can buy the book now. I want to also say for some folks who are asking, they want to buy bulk of books. Are people getting discounts for if I'm buying 10, 20 books or 15 books or corporate packages or anything like that?
Definitely. For anyone who's buying more than 10 books or 10 or more books, there
Mm.
are packages that are available. So essentially it becomes a wholesale versus a retail product. If you're buying wholesale, yeah, we do have specials. And just for those who don't understand what I mean, no, not if you're buying 10 to give to your family and so on for the holidays, those are possibilities as well. If you have a bunch of friends and gifts you want to give to, then we can certainly put you in the wholesale market so you can get a significant discount. However, what we're speaking to is there are companies who will buy 100 books or 50 books and give to their staff members. Or, as I've done before, I've had banks buy a bulk of books and then give it away to their clientele, things of that nature. So when there is corporate gifts and so on, we do have a special rate. So anyone who has interest, you don't have to wait for Saturday. You can simply call Island Syndicate, and I'm sure Khalid will put the number on the screen shortly. But you can always reach out, or you could email support@islandsyndicate.com. You play in a video.
Oh, nice. A
This is
video.
Quasha River Falls. That's us going down into the valley, if you
Yeah,
want
Wow.
to
that
call it
one
so.
section of it. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
one
haven't seen
section.
this. I
You never
love it.
seen this? That's us coming down the ladder, and then this is down in I don't even want to call it a valley because
It's a what you call it, you
it's
know.
it's a gully. it's it's at a
Not
depth,
man-made
It's a
type.
ravine.
a
It's a
ravine, right? So this is actually Quasha River Falls. That's walking towards,
Quashi. What is
yeah.
Quashi? Is Quashi something? Quashi,
that's
isn't
the
that
name of
something?
it.
Yeah, that's the name.
But
But
Quashi
no
means
man. So
something.
I think it's Sean walking with his phone here, and as we're going through the brush, it's we're going down now to where it's the caves and where the water is
I
flowing
love this
between
video.
the rocks. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
It's amazing some of the things that we're able to show. But I thought the timing of the video is interesting because I don't know if this is helping anyone to determine their
but
bulk buys. But I was saying, just to finish up, that if you are interested, you can go to support@islandsyndicate.com. That's an email address, and you can certainly express your interest by sending us an email, or you could simply go to piecesofjamaica.com and you can then request more information there. But with support at Island Syndicate can get you information. Yeah, this is
Okay, let me ask. Sorry to cut you.
sure.
We're going to be wrapping up in the next few minutes, but I want to ask Sean. So, you've lived in Jamaica pretty much your whole life.
Okay.
Did you discover new places by doing this project?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely.
And
I
what
mean,
does that mean for you? Like,
people said to me like, "Oh, I'm going to come to Jamaica and I'm going to get in touch with you and you're going to tell me where to go." Like, I know every spot in Jamaica. I'm still discovering Jamaica, but I can assist or tell you where my favorite places or places I enjoyed are. But yeah,
Yeah, and then
You can take people on Angie. You can take people to Clarendon, Sean. Take them to the beach in Clarendon.
Clarendon, yeah.
Why? This sounds like an inside joke. I need to know what's going on. Why Clarendon?
Because they're
Because we had a
places,
great time.
again, the fear factor. Go ahead, Sean.
Yeah, we went to Rocky Point and we had such a lovely time down there, and people say, "Rocky Point, you go Rocky Point, no Starbucks, I'm gonna place that,"
And it was fine.
How much clip you walk with? How much clip you walk with?
Yeah,
Wow.
nothing. Yeah, it was wonderful. No
You guys
threat,
you guys
no
are armed
nothing.
with cameras,
We're armed with
smiles.
love in our hearts.
Post no shot.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
so, and then also you guys been best friends. I mean, I met you, Sean, in the 80s, the late 1900s. So, um, did you guys learn anything new about each other in the 2020s where we are working together?
I would say no, but I would let Sean
Let's
speak
see
to
if
that.
Sean,
I
did you
I
learn
think
anything
good.
new
I think
about
I think I
David
know
Muir?
Sean good now.
No, I mean, if I learned anything more, no.
No.
I mean, we've worked together on projects before,
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
So
yeah.
Not
it's
new.
just- yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, we work well together. I mean,
That's excellent.
because
I saw that too.
it's not like you're working with somebody and you're saying, "Oh my goodness." Yeah, well, you have to deal with, you have David to deal with, right? So if you're not,
Well, David has a lot of the unexpected. It's
Yeah,
like
I think
expect unexpected. You know what he's gonna say.
yeah, my mouth runs too much. I think that's a
Yeah.
fact.
So yeah, and then so I also want to touch on some other things towards the
well,
back of the book, having the Jamaican terms for people who, whether they're Jamaican or not, some people don't know. Some words are like our language evolves so much. Some words people don't know anymore, and some are newer words. So I love that towards the back, and some are just little
yeah,
phrases towards the back. There's a nice glossary Jamaican terms that
It's on
appear
the
to the book.
screen.
Yes, here it is, right there. I love that it has our national anthem. That as a child we
yeah,
didn't
it's
sing
the back of the exercise book.
back an exercise book, but also I think we said something with dumplings in it.
Pledge.
What was it?
They said the pledge.
We said the pledge, but I think when we sang the national anthem, we had a childhood remix of it. So some people may not remember the exact words because
Oh. Nobody
some
can. Yeah,
dumpling are
no man. Who know that? Know that man? Yeah.
yeah, right. So I mean we all know the chorus is
The one
great.
with counter flow and thing you're talking about.
Yeah, some joke with yes, because Weevil power. This is
Yeah,
like
man. Weaver
Weevil
power and counter.
power. Yes. So like that. So to see the real words. And um so I finished looking through the book, and I definitely felt very moved when I saw David bigging me up, Jordan, his, Masai, Cairo, Karen, his dad, so our sons,
Right.
and Karen, his girlfriend, Peter's
Yes,
dad.
I know you want to have the last word, so I just gonna let the people know, right, that coming soon, right, in Jamaica, one of the book signings that we're gonna have will include an exhibition, right, of my work.
Wonderful.
Yeah, of some of the pieces will be of what was featured in the book.
In the book.
Also,
I was actually gonna
original artwork. Yeah.
if you're selling any of the pieces of the book. So I love that. I love that. So no, I was just bigging up that you guys were bigging us up. I see. And so David's acknowledging his mother's family, the Hansons, his dad. Sean is bigging up his sister, Jill and his dad, Patrick. and just to see that my mom's family, the Witter family, my aunt Elaine has asked me about this book every time I go to the house, which is very often. So she just got the book yesterday, right?
Maybe
Finally, 2
2 days
or 2
ago.
days ago. So that's beautiful.
Yeah, man.
Um,
But no, man, we try to big up everybody. Don't
I love that.
Clover Thompson, everybody get a little big up, you know?
And a couple more things I want to make sure.
All
So
right. Get them in. Get them in.
in.
As we're looking at the sunset, which is towards the back of the book.
Thank you for everybody who
I'm
joined
going to
us.
tell you what's funny too about this picture. Khalid that's on the screen. So somebody was looking through the book recently after just buying it, and they got to this picture and they said, "Oh, what a wonderful end!" And then there's like another 4 or 5
Yes.
pages after, and they're like, "This is not the end. Like this was a perfect sunset." And then they're like,
No.
"And yet there's still more."
So a couple more things I just want to touch on that I mean, there's so much about the book, but the having phrases from like lines from songs throughout the book, and Harry Belafonte, I think Buju Banton, Bob Marley, like the breadth of the lyrics that you take, and then it's like the music saying we gotta go, and then also going all the way up to like dancehall culture and sharing that. So from just like the breadth of Jamaica that you guys covered so much of it, was so impressive. This is a beautiful keepsake that I feel, you keep in your home, your office, your grandkids see it. I mean, I also, here's some of the images. There's Rory from Stone Love, Sean from IYA. Here is Gabriel from, is it Dub Club?
Dub Club, Kingston
Yeah,
Dub
I
Club.
love this,
Yeah,
seeing like dancehall culture, which we very much grew up in the beginning of, and seeing things like dominoes. So it's like
Ludi,
to have the landscape, to have
football and cricket and
all the
everything is in
things
there.
in
Yeah,
this
man.
one book, and then you guys,
Javelin.
all of this is. So I mean, you could spend a lot of time reading the captions, reading. Like I said, I was reading the beginning for like half an hour before I even got to the pictures. So I definitely have to congratulate Sean, David, Khalib, Hannah, Kerry Chen, and everybody who worked so hard to bring this book to life. And it's a treasure I feel like 100 years from now, someone to look back at like what you guys captured what Jamaica looks like in the 2000s, right? 2020s and so on. And
yeah, this is what you call immediate post-pandemic.
yeah, it's something. And then I was impressed. That's a great point. Like even like to raise that, like you guys were able to do a lot of this while we're in a pandemic.
And you know what?
And we had to have pictures of people with masks.
I tell you, that's the hilarity of it. It's like, so there was a consciousness about, oh, let's try not to get too many people wearing masks, especially the people who wear the mask like it's a beard, on them ears and under them chin. So it was literally like, okay, can you take off that mask, or can we get only pictures without masks? Because there will come a time where people are gonna look back and say, why are all these people wearing masks? Were they all in the hospital?
One more page, and then we can say goodnight to the people. Page 89, please.
Page 89. Here that can be a specific page by number. On demand, page 89.
89. I'll go to page 89. If you feel like you're in church, I'm saying.
That's not.
So I think
Sorry.
Mistake.
Okay, well, I love this because I didn't even know, and I don't know if I should be. Didn't know they have these murals in downtown Kingston, so that's beautiful.
Oh yeah.
So I'm so proud of that.
Lane, man.
I love that. And then if you could show page 69, and that's
69. Oh,
I know. Okay.
That's
no comments.
That's a good page number.
Music Alice speaking.
Okay, so the reason why I wanted to pull this page up is it's showing Emancipation Park.
Yeah, man.
Is this it here? Yeah.
Yeah,
And Free at Last, Emancipation Park. And I love this. And right below it, Never Forget, and showing the above view of it. And that this was, for me, it's recent because I left Jamaica in the 80s. So anything after the 80s is recent. This was built. And this really like a homage to like so much, we millions of people were enslaved and brutalized and went through so much, and to make sure we're honoring folks like that who went through that. And then when you flip the page, it goes to Sam Sharp, who's one of our national heroes and led. I don't really know much about stuff like the rebellions. I didn't learn that in school, but to learn about that, so that what our enslaved ancestors went through, we're such a resilient strong group of people, and I'm
But
sure
don't you love that?
I love
Knowledge
it.
send us, Heavenly Father, grant
True
true wisdom from
Yes,
above.
yes.
Beautiful.
So yes, so I think let's end with like a really pretty. You have many of them. Maybe something with the ocean or something. Um,
Yeah, right there. The ocean
ocean
of
book
let's get the book
signing.
signing on Saturday. If you watch this after October the 8th, just come to another book signing.
Right, and if you watch this, that's a great point. Thanks to everybody who tuned in tonight and watched this live, and then thanks to everybody who's watching it after. You can buy the book. The book is at piecesofjamaica.
You can always get it at piecesofjamaica.com.
And
Always.
follow those sites so that you can follow on social media so you can keep up to date with when there are events. There's going to be book signings. Sean's going to have his work, his actual paintings for sale, along with the book there. And this Saturday is going to be beautiful with entertainment, books, both authors. It's not going to be every book signing that you guys.
It's not
This
many
is
going to
more
be
unique to have both
together.
of you guys there. Sean, thanks for joining us from Jamaica. Safe travels up on Saturday. I look forward to seeing you in your bathing suit, right? In your suit, your bathing suit?
Yeah, man. Bathing suit, bath suit.
Bath suit, the suit. So yes, thank you. And thank you to Khalid for producing this and doing all the background for us and bringing up all this beautiful imagery. She's behind the scenes, Vanna Black there, bringing up all the stuff for us. And thank you to David Muir, aka Sexy Man, aka Miss Sexy Exy, for for coming tonight and sharing the story, and for your team for producing this book that I'm proud of. I know y'all are proud of. Pieces of Jamaica.
Yeah, man, very proud.
Edition. Good night, everyone. Thank you.
I like what G-Rap was